We start the conversation off with this, and now is the time for Bama to start putting a complete game or a string of complete games together, because you're trying to convince the College Football Playoff Committee that you are one of the top 4 teams in the country prior to next season when it goes to a 12-team playoff. So now is the time for Coach Saban and this program to start showing America, to start showing the nation, we can put teams away quickly, and we can put teams away early and often. So it starts this week, third Saturday in October rivalry between Alabama and Tennessee, where the tradition of the smoking of cigars go haywire. Nick Saban had us chuckling a little bit there at the SEC Coaches Teleconference, saying that he doesn't smoke the cigar. Nick Saban does not smoke. He says, I like to chew on it. That's interesting. Saban, not puffing it, not the puff, puff, pass thing for Nick Saban, but Coach Saban loves to chew on a nice, quality cigar, but he allows the players to have that fun with it. The players will enjoy that tradition of getting that cigar smoke in, that whole thing. Smoke them if you got them. Coach Saban allows the players to enjoy that tradition, enjoy that fun there. But he himself, he'll chew on one every now and again. But we all know this tradition started with head coach Paul Bear Bryant, General Robert Neal, and they kind of got that thing started there in terms of the Alabama-Tennessee rivalry. But the big question is, do the Vols have that firepower to get Coach Saban again? Does Josh Heupel, as the head coach of the Vols, have the offensive firepower to get it done again over Coach Saban? I don't think Tennessee has the offensive firepower this time that it had last year. Last year it had Hendon Hooker, it had Jalen Hyatt, had a lot of big play offensive pieces. Don't necessarily have that this season. Now, yes, Joe Milton has a sniper rifle of an arm, absolutely. They've got Jabari Small at running back, along with 2 other guys that can run the football. You've got Squirrel White at wide receiver. He's not Jalen Hyatt. And then, of course, you lost Brew McCoy for the remainder of the season due to an injury. So not necessarily the big-time offensive pieces that it had a season ago. However, Tennessee is going to want to be physical. They're going to want to go ground and pound and run the football. And then at the same time, they do have guys defensively led by James Pierce, who leads the team in sacks and tackles for loss. So they've got pieces. I just don't think it's the big-time offensive weapons that it had just a season ago. That's why the Volunteers were able to put up 52 points at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. So it's going to be interesting to see, can Josh Heupel get Nick Saban again? I don't necessarily see that happening, but it's going to be an intriguing ball game. Now, the position group that everybody's going to look at, both quarterbacks, Joe Milton of Tennessee, Jalen Milroe of Alabama. Which quarterback puts on the bigger show? Which quarterback makes the right decisions, doesn't turn the ball over, gets you in the right situation, but most importantly, which quarterback puts on the bigger show, right? Because in this rivalry, fans of both teams, of both programs, they're going to ask you, upon your playing career being over, for Joe Milton, it's going to be, what was your record against Alabama? For Jalen Milroe, what was your record against Tennessee, right? So this is Jalen Milroe's first career start against the Volunteers. Can he put on a show? And a big show? Like, if Milroe can take the performance he had against Texas A&M, minus the 1 interception, oh, baby, let's do it. If Milroe can take the performance he had against A&M, minus the pick, and if he can take the first half of his performance against Arkansas, kind of blend those two together without the pick against A&M, it's going to be a fire show for Milroe. That's all I got to say. He played well against A&M. I mean, he played well that first half against Arkansas. He can kind of put, those two performances together. big there for Jalen Milroe. We're seeing him continue to grow in confidence, grow in decision-making, grow in leadership. Coach Saban stated today in the SEC Coaches Teleconference that the redshirt sophomore, he's got more of an understanding of what the expectation is for him at quarterback. And it's not to be a hero. Just do your job. Things are not going to be perfect for you. We're not asking you to do everything, right? We're just asking you to play your role, to execute your job, and to play to the standard that we have set for you here, we in terms of Alabama football. So who can have the bigger show between Milton and Milroe? It's going to be fun right there to watch. But the biggest thing of all, in terms of the College Football Playoff Committee, how I started the show off here, or this topic off here, Coach Saban wants to show the committee Alabama's one of the top 4 teams in the country. And for that to happen, Bama has got to wipe the floor with Tennessee. This is part 1 of you got to leave no doubt. You got to leave no stone left unturned that you are one of the top 4 teams in college football. So Bama's got to take this week and shut Tennessee down. Bama's got to take this week and play a complete game, offensively, defensively, and on special teams. Start that assurance of the committee. We're one of the top 4 teams in the country. But it starts this week, 3rd Saturday in October rivalry against a Tennessee team that beat you last year, against a Tennessee team that 5-1 this year, trying to get itself back to a New Year's Six bowl. This is going to be fun here.